Yes, it's Sunday. So I've just done my fatherly duty. We've just been out for a lovely meal. The boy didn't sleep very well last night, so I vacated the house at 4:30 this morning, came down to my shed, and I tidied everything up, all ready for today. So just below me there, I've got all of my fiberglass and stuff. Just got some fittings up at the moment all around me. I've cracked on with the pond this morning now. So like I said, about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, I've done that. Then I got straight into the pond, finalised all the little bits that had to be done before I attempted to fiberglass. But I'll go through it with you now. At the moment though, it's just too hot to fiberglass. It is literally, it's crazy. So I've prepped everything now realistically in the pond, ready for fiberglassing. But because I'm waiting for it to cool down, I think I might wait until, let's see what it's like about 4, 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we'll have to see. Say that I could probably attempt it. It's not mental. Do you know what I mean? It's not too bad, but I might crack on with it. Hey, hotter it is, quicker it goes off, faster it gets done. Come on! Right, so let me spin you round and show you what I've done, guys. Right then, so spin round cam. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just working on a little bit of pipe work here because I've got to put a valve on the top there, playing around with it, making sure I can get that right. I've done the return to the pond like this, so this is not glued in yet, but basically that's how she's going to fit. I'm lucky I had a spare 45 degree, which is absolutely perfect. So if you can see that, I am made up with that. Obviously this pipe will fit underneath there and it travels across the bottom of the floor. Obviously I haven't connected this to the other side yet. I've just core drilled that block work ready for it. So like I said, I'm going to work on the pipe work now. I've got a funny suspicion that I'm going to need another pipe, but I am going down to Kent this weekend, so I might just wait until I go down there and pick one up. Everything else is kind of done, so let me show you into the pond. So here we are, guys. Here's the pond. It is pretty cleaned up now. Took off all the high edges. It's not 100% perfect, but it's definitely 95% perfect, and it's all it needs to be. It's fantastic. So what I've done here, guys, if you can see, this is like fence, some sort of fence paneling to hold featherboard or something like that. I don't know, but anyway, went to Wix. I thought I'd buy a piece of this. And what I've done is I've screwed it into the blockwork on each corner. So we got 1, 2, and if I just pull this in a little bit closer, you can just about see that one there. So this is all exposed, but what I have done is I've roughed this up. So my plan is to fiberglass straight in to this, all the way around this circumference, okay? It'll go straight over that. So also what I've done, guys, is I've prepped the drain. If you can see the drain there, I've sanded the board nice with that nice sort of like rounded edge. And if you can see, guys, what I've done is I've really roughed that up as far down as I could get it. Do you know what I mean? Because that fiberglass is going to go at least halfway down. Also what I've done, you know, more than just roughing it up with a 40 grit sandpaper pad, I've put some score marks in as well with an old rasp, just to get some deeper gouges in there, so to make the the resin stick to it as best I can. Kind of filled in all the little holes, you know. Like I said, it's as good as damn it. What I've done here, guys, like I've said, is if you can look at this, I've rounded this off as best I can, and I've grinded an edge all the way through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with resin when I'm doing this wall, tuck the fiberglass in to soak up the resin which is being dispersed in here, and then pull it down. So hopefully that lip then will seal pretty good, and then I'll run a bead of really good silicone across there, you know, probably a Sikaflex sort of silicone. Also, what I'll have to do is run a bead of Sikaflex silicone underneath here as well, so it doesn't get up and underneath the sill into there. It's going to be lower, a lot lower than this level anyway. I suppose the level is going to be about here, so we're going to get a little bit of, we're going to get a couple of inches of leeway, but yeah, try to keep it as best I can. Now, what my plan is for across this corner here is I'm going to route this cable a little better. I'm also going to square off this feather edge nice and neat, and then I've got to actually block. I've got some blocks already cut ready to put across there, so when I put the fiberglass across, I'm actually going to block up there so it gives it a little bit of a backdrop, so it'll be kind of the height of this. So if you can see that there, that'll be the height all the way across. I'll trim this little bit of timber off here. There's a screw fixing at the bottom, but what I'll do is I'll lift that up a little tiny bit, and we'll tie the block into the wall there just to neaten that up, so we don't get any, I know it sounds stupid, but any draft or any kind of cavity or anything in the back there. Up here, guys, I've actually cleaned, I've actually got the old Hoover out and I've cleaned everything. There's no dust, anything anywhere in here, because I don't want anything dropping in the pond when I am fiberglassing, especially when I'm top coating. So that's my main thing. But what I'll do is, before I do fiberglass, I'm going to literally blitz it once more, just to be proper OCD. Like I said, I am going to wait a little bit until it gets a bit warmer, but cooler. But what I have got for up here as well, guys, is the same as my pond at the top. I've got a load of nice coping stone. So we're going to coping stone the top of, actually it's over here. So we've got the coping stones here. So what I'll do is I'll cut these to size and we'll put them on so they look all nice and flush. And I've also going to put a little layer of coping stones across here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do by here. I think I might coping stone here, and I might actually just be fancy and cut a circle out here so it ties in with this here. So we'll see what goes on. We'll see how far we get today. Like I said, for a few hours now, when the sun's at its highest, I'm going to crack on with a bit of pipe work. Still just dry fitting it, but I made up with that little 45 degree into the pond there. So the reason I had to put a 45 degree there, originally this was gonna come off, and I was gonna go pretty much here, so it would be pretty close, and just straight into the, well, just missing the wall the other side, straight up the pond, which keeps everything nice and tidy there. But the reason I've done that, and the reason that I've had to put this fitting on here, like so, is because obviously last minute I decided to do this. And what I'm doing, I'm utilizing an old fitting. Now this is a 2-inch, let me spin you around. So this is actually a 2-inch pond liner thing, do you know what I mean? This burst out a little bit, but that's going to be covered. I've put a couple of fixings in there. So the idea is I'm going to key this, we'll fiberglass all the way onto this, and then when all the fiberglass has gone off and all the top coat's gone off, we'll put a bead of silicone around there. And I think what I'll do is I'll actually screw that back on like so. I've got stainless steel screws to go in this, but that will ensure that there's definitely, you know, it's sort of almost overlapped. I'm almost doing the equivalent of a pond liner, but with the fiberglass. So like I said, I've got it, so I'm going to use it, and that will be on there. Nice. And again, guys, obviously this is going to be in situ as well. This is going to come up. I'm going to run the pipe just underneath here, so the coping kind of covers it as much as I can, and it'll come across, and that will, I'll put a 90 on, and it'll stay there until I get my backy shower up and running. Now, backy showers are still on the go. I've put a few prices out to different manufacturers. I'm just waiting for all the quotes to come in. But yeah, doable. It's definitely going to go ahead. So I'm looking forward to that. If anything, I'm looking forward to having a little stainless steel shower myself, let alone other people having them. So I'm going to do it for myself, and if people like it, they can order it and they can have one. But we'll see. And yeah, also talking about the names, there was some great suggestions on the previous video. Yeah, quite a lot of good ones. I've got one specific one that I really like, but I'm going to keep it a secret, because I think, yeah, I'm working on a little logo, and half of the name is going to be written in English and half the name is going to be written in Japanese, because we are interested in Japanese koi after all. I thought it would set the scene and look a bit more Japanesey on the side of the lake, you know, but on the pond. So anyway, let's crack on with this. Once I've finished a bit more of the pipe work, I'll turn the camera back on. Ooh. Oh, what a day, what a day. It's been too hot right, okay guys, don't shoot the messenger, but it's been too hot today. I don't think that's the expression I should be using, but don't blame me. It's literally been too hot today to fiberglass, apart from now. And it's too late. I don't want to start fiberglassing at like 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, I won't be done with fiberglass in 6, 7, 8, no. Too late. So what I'm going to do is I've prepped everything. All prep ready for fiberglassing tomorrow morning. So I'm going to get up, bearing in mind I was up at 4:30 this morning. I'll get up early tomorrow morning, and I'll literally start this fiberglassing at 6:30 as soon as the sun starts rising. Be a nice temperature there then. But I've done a lot today. I've completed 99% of the pipe work. I've even put an overflow in, posh, I'll show you in a minute. I am approximately 1, 2 and 3 fittings down. Okay, so I'm going to put a cheeky little order in later on. But I'm gutted because I'm going to have 3 fittings, which is going to come to about 12 quid. And then I have to pay £8 shipping from Cotswold Koi. Get a grip, Cotswold Koi. What is this? £8 for bloody shipping? It's a joke. Anyway, I need to get it from Cotswold Koi because I need the exact brand of all of this pipe work. Because I told you, I've got OCD. Proper issues. You should see my sock drawer. We'll go through my clothes one day. But let me turn you around and let me show you exactly what I've done. It's literally, some of the pipes are actually solvent welded already. Okay? That I needed to solvent weld to get, you know, into situ. Some of them are not. I'd say 90% of them are not, 10% are. But nevertheless, it is ready for fiberglassing. I am starting to think about the water and the air and the electrics now. That's what I've been doing this afternoon for the last hour or something. But I've had to have a break during the day. Took the boy to the beach, went for a nice Sunday dinner down in Pembrey. Lovely. Shipper Ground, nice pub. Yeah, like I said, I went to the beach with the boy, took the dog for a walk. So I've had a bit of a couple of hour gap in the day where I haven't been working on this. Apart from that, I've been flat out on this, but it's been boiling. Anyway, let me spin you around. I'll show you what I've done. So, obviously, we've been on the Cobra today. Only one bottle, literally. So, what I've done today, guys, is... You've seen the pond. This is all gone off now. Put all the sides and all in. Like I've said previously, that is all literally ready to get fiberglassed. I'm going to give one more clean in the morning with a hoover. Make sure there's no little spiders that can get stuck in the top coat. And then there we go. So what I've done is... so I've done all of this pipe work. This is all 90 degrees. I've put all the clips on. I've put a load of clips on here now. So obviously this is the 90 here, which will go into the inlet of the pond. I've put new couplings on this 3 kilowatt heater. Is it 3 kilowatt heater or is it 2 kilowatt heater? I think it's a 2. I can't remember. We've got new couplings on the 25 watt UV. This is going to be obviously for my backy shower. I'm going to do this a little bit higher. This is going to come up to about there, so it'll run across the wall and go up, ready for the backy shower to go there. I'd like to try to possibly put the backy shower on the back end, so we never know. That might be a possibility, that I could possibly do some sort of shelf across there so it'll sit on. Would be nice that side, but not the end of the world if it's not. I've squared up this, I don't know how, but I put this pipe work on the piss. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. So I've had to redo that. And what we've got here is obviously the air pipe for the spin drifter bottom drain. This is all properly connected now. And what I've done is I've got an overflow. So yeah, so what I've done is I've drilled a hole in the skimmer, so I guess that there is the overflow height, which is exactly the height of that, which is what I was talking about in the previous video. I've even put a couple of supports there. It is solid. So that then will just drip down into the eco drain down the bottom. If I open this up and look down here, obviously it was an awkward angle for me to drill, so I've nibbled away at it. I'll have to pack that in with a little bit of Secoflex, but that's fine. Now there is a possibility that I can put another 90 on here loose, so it'll pivot up and down, so I can adjust the height of the pond. Anyway, so that goes back on there. So that's that section done. Yeah, so that's all that side done. Like I've said, so we've got the drain comes through there, so the bottom pipe is the drain, runs all the way underneath here. I've actually nibbled these out. Let me just pull this in. So craftsmanship at its finest. I didn't want to take the whole lot off because I wanted the beam to be supported. So we've still got like half an inch of timber there, quarter of an inch of timber, which will it's good for a bit of compression, so that's good. So we've left that there. Goes all the way underneath here. We nibbled out those as well, come all the way across. So I've had to put a connector here, but guys, look how much pipe I'm short there. Absolutely gutted. So what I'll have to do is I'm going to order another connector tonight. I'll put the other connector there so they match exactly where they are, and then I'll run this pipe into there. But anyway, remember the bottom pipe now is from the drain. It goes straight up on that long sweeped 90, and I need to get a coupling to go in here to attach to this. So it goes into the system, blah 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 blah, does its thing, comes down onto my 90, and there's my 110 pump. Now I'm going to try it with a 10,000 vary pump. I think that's going to be enough for that small pond. So anyway, we'll try it with a 10,000 vary pump. If all fails, well, I'll put a 20,000 on there, but I think that's going to be okay for what I need. We'll check the parameters of the pond and we'll go from there. Maybe it would be nice to have a bit more going over the backy shower, but it is what it is. That's going to stay there. That's a spare pump, so that's where it's going to be. Now I've got to lift this up a tiny bit. So what I've got, these little bits of slate here that I'm going to dress the pond with. I've got a couple of spare offcuts, so I'm going to put a couple of offcuts there. So this sits up again about another half an inch, and then this then will make this pipe become totally even. It'll be a 90, well, it'll be basically the same height as this then, because at the moment with all of this on, it was just a little bit lower than I wanted it to be, so that's sod's law. But anyway, I'll lift it back up with that. That means that the water level will be about here in the easy pod. But I think that's a good level. You know, we don't want to come too high because we don't want to go into these overflow channels, so we'll be just underneath these overflow channels, which is good. So we've got the lid up there, the lid will fit on there perfectly. It's going to be raised by about 1/2 inch. Obviously this is the electrics for the pump. Now obviously we've got the vary pump control here, not quite sure what we're putting this yet, and we've got the 70 litres per hour standard Evolution Aqua air pump, which comes with the EasyPod. I've also got the detoxer. Now this is obviously spare. I was using it on my big pond. It was not, I don't think it was performing as well as I like to with the amount that I was overflowing into the pond, but I think it's going to be good for this pond because it's not going to be excuse me, half as much. So like I said, I've just rummaged through all my bits and bobs, and I've got a load of fittings and fixtures here for this. Luckily enough, I've got a split, and I've got a spare valve, and I've got some 90s, and I've got some holders, and I've actually got pretty much about exactly the amount of pipe that I need to do a 90 down here, pin it all the way across the road, or zip tie it to the pipes, come across and go into the air pump somewhere. That's the one thing that I haven't really thought about yet. And obviously we've got the detox unit as well, so I need to run a water supply down here, which I'm going to do underneath the fence there, all the way down the garden. And I think I'll put the tap over there in that corner or somewhere, I don't know, that's another thing again, but there will be a tap here somewhere. So guys, that's exactly where I've got to at the moment. Like I said, there's a few little tail ends that I need to sort out, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit gutted that we haven't got any fiberglass on there yet, but it is imminent tomorrow. So this is another bonus film before the fiberglassing process. So you can't rush this stuff, guys. If I'd done the fiberglassing in this heat, it would catch me out. It would go off so quick. It would, and I've never fiberglassed in this heat. I've only fiberglassed once or twice before in my life anyway. So that's the score. Anyway, that's about it for this video. But obviously I'm going to put another one up again tomorrow. And hopefully the pond will be fiberglassed and blacked by tomorrow evening. We'll see. But before I go, let's have a little look at Wolf Boy with the fish. Hey, what are you doing down there? Hey! Say hiya, boy! You looking at the fishes?
We're just chatting to them for ages. Oh, he's off.
Oh, watch out, there's dog poo on the floor, pal, and there's loads of dog pee. Dad hasn't cleaned it. We've been too busy. Oh, don't bend over like that, Mrs. Hadfield. You're in trouble tonight.